I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there...
Unlike the Australian GP, Martin made a mistake in choosing tire components. His choice of tire combination could not make him lock in the victory. He had to give up his position to Johann Zarco, Francesco Bagnaia, Fabio Di Giannantonio, and Brad Binder on the last lap because the grip of the rear tire had run out. And here's the full news. Jorge Martin managed to cut the points gap from Francesco Bagnaia at the MotoGP event at Chang International Circuit, Thailand, on October 27 to 29, 2023. This moment was achieved after locking in 2 wins in the sprint and main races. This victory made the points difference between the two riders only 13 points. The back-and-forth action between the 3 leading riders of Jorge Martin, Brad Binder, and Francesco Bagnaia was presented at the Thai GP. The 3 riders pressed each other on every lap, waiting for the other to make a mistake in order to overtake. However, Binder and Bagnaia had to recognize Martin's power in Thailand. Armed with 2 wins in Thailand, Martin admitted that the pressure was on. The remaining 3 sessions made the race even more challenging. Mentality is at stake. 1. Thailand GP tight battle. 2023 MotoGP World Title heats up. Jorge Martin feels pressure. Jorge Martin, Francesco Bagnaia, and Brad Binder. Jorge Martin, Francesco Bagnaia and Brad Binder were involved in a tight battle from the start of the race. Martin, who started the race as pole-sitter, led the race when the green light came on. He was closely followed by Binder, who consistently followed him in second place. Meanwhile, Bagnaia was a different story. He had to engage in a tight battle with other riders because the 2022 MotoGP World Champion started from 6th position. Even so, his winning mentality took him to 3rd place in the first few laps. The distance between the 3 riders was very tight. They stayed away from the 4th-placed rider. However, it should be recognized that these 3 riders are racing very neatly. Bagnaia, who was in 3rd position, was pressured from the outside of the last corner towards the end of the race. However, Martin's expertise managed to make Bagnaia go wide when he was about to exit the corner. When he touched the finish line, the leading position still belonged to Martin, followed by Binder and Bagnaia. Unfortunately, the order changed because Binder received a penalty down 1 rank due to a track limit warning. 2. Jorge Martin's tough times. 2023 MotoGP World Title heats up. Jorge Martin feels pressure. Jorge Martin did not deny that the pressure to fight for the world title was increasingly felt. He said that the last 2 series of races were very tough times, especially the Indonesian GP. In Indonesia, Martin managed to leave far behind the riders in 2nd place with a time difference of about 3 seconds. Unfortunately, he had to bury his dream due to a low-side incident. Unlike the Australian GP, Martin made a mistake in choosing tire components. His choice of tire combination could not make him lock in the victory. He had to give up his position to Johann Zarco, Francesco Bagnaia, Fabio Di Giannantonio, and Brad Binder on the last lap because the grip of the rear tire had run out. 3. Jorge Martin's main objective to gain points. 2023 MotoGP World Title heats up. Jorge Martin feels pressure. Jorge Martin, Brad Binder, and Francesco Bagnaia. At the Thai GP, Jorge Martin admitted that Brad Binder and Francesco Bagnaia were very strong challengers. When compared to them, Martin admits that it is quite difficult to overtake or do hard braking. Even so, Martin did not want to lose momentum to cut points with Bagnaia. The main goal was to add points and we did it. I can't lie that right now I feel a little pressure. We, Martin and Bagnaia, are very close. I can't make a mistake, Martin was quoted as saying by Speed Week. The points gap between Jorge Martin and Francesco Bagnaia in the race for the world title is very thin. The dream of embracing the 2023 MotoGP world title is very realistic, considering that there are still 3 series remaining. Even so, can Martin maintain his consistency at the Malaysian GP later? Very worth looking forward to. On the other hand, Ducati will be more dignified if Prima Pramac racing rider Jorge Martin wins the 2023 MotoGP instead of Ducati Lenovo team rider Pecco Bagnaia. That is the opinion of Gasca's factory Racing Tech 3 rider, Pol Espargaro. According to him, Martin can break the stereotype of satellite team riders. With 3 series remaining, Bagnaia is leading the standings with a 13-point advantage over Martin. Despite proving more dominant in the second half of the season, Martin believes Bagnaia has an extra burden because factory team riders are always more expected to win the World Championship. Espargaro has a similar opinion. However, he believes that if Martin is the champion, it means that there is no longer the myth that it is impossible for riders to have a chance to win with a satellite team. If this works, then MotoGP satellite teams will be more trusted by young riders.